Last time on Dice Funk.
You know what? At this point, Juniper's gonna start just trying to move with the cart.
Yeah, and I'm
Let's
going
go.
to, and I'm queen of the run. I stand on top of one of the runs.
Dio picks up their Pangman, hops on the cart, and is ready to go.
No! And then, Vimble's gonna, throw some, darts, I guess, at them.
Yeah, here we go.
12 damage? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I guess, I'm still trying to, disarm you, but your weapons are just, shooting out of your hands, so I'm gonna, go for, both, your hands.
Yeah, the cracks, spread over a significant part of my body, and I just fall down and I'm no longer moving.
You're trying to kill Vimble here. Will a death prevent what's coming over the horizon?
Yes, that's the only way to keep this community safe. I only want what's best for these refugees.
Juniper sprints in at speed, uses the rake to lift up the tail so that it is sort of flipped up onto the altar, and it's going to go for lethal damage.
I think that big thing is trying to eat you, so let's all just quietly pull this cart away. And also, do you guys think I'm cool? Do you think I'm pretty today? Because no one else is around to praise her right now, so she really needs this.
I had hoped this would be the god of animals like me, but I'm suspecting it's the god of death remains, would be my guess right now.
And at first you think, your mind is reeling from just the impact and the strangeness of it, and you can't help but feel some subliminal connection to the giant snake man you just fought. But then you look down, and what you see is not a scaly snake body, but what could only be an intestine.
Oh, I've got some guts.
I'm gonna Vimble's gonna pull off his cowl and if there's a fire, I'm gonna throw it into the fire and be when it does it there's a big shoot up of flames and it makes the whole area smell real bad
Because it's so greasy.
it's really, but I don't deserve the mantle of dark justice, not yet. I need to do some searching and figure out what justice really means.
So I need to say, bits of rock have still stuck in the vine or root system. It's mostly a plant body with just parts that are still a very cracked up statue, and that's the case for their face.
We had a lot of conversations about about plants and how they related to you, and
What are plants?
Did you have dreams about me? My name's Xana. Did you have a dream about someone named Xana?
Hello, Xana. No.
Cool, so you don't remember anything relating to anything that incidents that interactions between you, me, and your arm, or none of that? That's
Who are you?
Cool.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses, we can feel the heat.
I had anxiety that Sam thinks that I hate him, but I don't hate you. I hate your character.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we should start this episode with an acknowledgement that's going to be a weird one. There were some scheduling conflicts. This is not your regular scheduled episode happening after the big cliffhanger where Dio was maybe reset. Vimble, you threw your cowl into the campfire and vowed to find the true meaning of justice. And Juniper found courage within herself and claimed the viscera of the god of death. A big episode. And now we're shifting gears tremendously right now. So.
Yeah, so we're now doing a fan service one, right?
This is a beach episode.
Look, we need to do a slightly weird energy one today because after many, many years of Conrad constantly being in the Roll20 when we make these episodes, Conrad's no longer there and
What?
everything's different now.
Laura, you convinced him to get rid of it.
No,
How do I function
I told
like
him
this?
he was there in the hopes that he wouldn't mess with anything, and he's gone now.
No, he said, I think I know how to fix it.
Yeah, but
and
he
that's
said
when
he
I knew
wouldn't.
our days were numbered.
When the one shot he was on comes out, people will hear the discussion that you're referring to, and all will be revealed. But here's what I want to say is that you all get back on the cart, and you're going east, away from the Duma farm. And in the distance, you see the next biome, which is a beautiful beach. You see miles and miles of white sand, and you're like, beach episode! But then, all of a sudden, the screen gets wiggly, and you're thrown into a flashback prequel episode because Sophie's unavailable, and Dio wasn't with you before the events of the season. So that is a thing we can record without Sophie.
Can we just cut to, like, someone just saying, there's Dio standing there?
I thought about doing that, where we're like, yeah, let's just record without someone else, and we'll just say, like, they were weirdly quiet for this part. But I don't want anyone to miss out on an opportunity to do something cool.
No. I think this is what we do, is that we keep going, oh, there's Dio. Oh, no, it's just a regular statue or something. Ah, it's a big bush. Lots of things that aren't Dio that we keep thinking are Dio.
Okay, so, concept. We just see the journey of Dio just being shipped from one part of that small town to the other part of the small town. And, like, people are dropping Dio. Someone's just, like... It's like one of those episodes someone, like, has their first kiss behind Dio. Someone hides, like, something they stole inside Dio and then comes back for it later. A guy just walks up to Dio and just starts talking about all his problems to Dio. And he goes, I know that you're not alive, but, you know, it's just nice to feel like someone listens. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, makes friends with, like, a certain, like, an animal or something, like a squirrel or like a bird.
We do the whole Fox and the Hound with Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dio doesn't move at all.
But yeah, so the last thing we see of the party is they see the beach in the distance. Fortunato's like, how many fingers am I holding up, Dio? And their hand sprouts like 16 fingers on one hand because they're made of goo. And so all of you are like sitting back and watching this, and one of you is like, hey, remember when we first met? And then we go into the prequel episode. So you all have level 1 character sheets, like how we started, because you haven't done any murders yet that we're aware of.
None that I've written into my backstory. You know, the day is young.
Juniper, do you think exploding one of a man's foreheads counts as a murder?
I think that counts as a murder. I think that very explicitly does.
we literally fade in on Juniper. You're at a university function, and you're just out of context saying to someone like, I'm glad I have never exploded one of a man's foreheads with a rake.
Yeah, look, if I had a plant with 4 sort of budding blooms on it, and I chopped one of the 4 blooms off, I would feel like that was murdering a part of the plant, you see? You know, some would call it pruning, I call it murder.
And the botanist you're talking to nods politely, and someone, taps their fork on the glass to get everyone to quiet down, because you are at Kalthinian University, in their ballroom here for an assembly of some sort, and you see a older, like a graying gnome man in a very nice suit, like walk up to the podium. He's shorter than the podium, so he disappears behind it. And then there's a little burst of magic, and he floats up above it so you can see his head. And this is Mr. Kalthinian, Vimble's father, who pointedly does not make eye contact with his son in the crowd. Should we say you're not dressed as Dark Justice here at this assembly, right?
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm in fact, like, because, like, I'm like, you know, like Playboy Vimble here, right? Like,
Are you wearing pants with tiny martinis on them?
Well, yeah, but they're they aren't like a design. They're like actual like martinis that I've like affixed to my pants. So I think that looks baller. Like, it's like, you know, I'm like a very just very like shitty loser guy's like a envisionment of like what like a cool like Playboy guy is. So I'm like, I don't know, like doing like some like pickup artist shit. Like I'm like walking around like trying to like neg people and like being like, yeah, yeah, justice is pretty, like maps are cool, but justice is like my main thing, you know? And then like I sort of like gaze off into the distance meaningfully, but no one knows what that means.
I imagine you're that guy in that one meme picture where he has his hand on the woman's like back of her neck and he's like just talking at her and she looks so bored and you're like, justice, like, you know?
Yeah. But I'm like really small, so like I need to like I'm like doing that, but like I'm like standing on a chair.
She's really tall.
That is a perfect vibe.
Like I'm still looking way up at her, like I'm like straining to like hold the back of her neck.
Oh fuck! I hate that I knew exactly what meme you meant immediately. Xana, what's your vibe there? So Juniper, you're having a nice conversation about plants. Vimble's being terrible.
I want to be clear, it's not a nice conversation. Juniper's being fucking insufferable. Like, being very, very, you know when someone's, like, just a little too, I think this is the most interesting topic in the world, and therefore I'm going to talk to you as if you're as interested in it as me? That's where Juniper's at.
Well, I've casted Unseen Servant to carry my things, and then I persuaded several students to carry me as well. And
God.
I'm just like pointing at people and insulting them because for some reason I am even more confident and delusional than usual, and somehow everyone's listening to me for no reason.
Yeah, I bet the unseen servant move is very popular in high society. Like you walk into the party and your purse is like floating next to you. That's a good look.
Yeah, it's like in the new Dune movie where Timothy Chalamet is walking around. He's got that cool light.
Chalamet.
I can't say it, so I did my best. I thought people would figure it out.
Yeah, we all know.
No, we got yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, but with my stuff.
So Mr. Kalthinian addresses the crowd and he says, "Thank you, esteemed representatives of Goodfellas and Shard Point University. We are so blessed to have you here on this fine day. As you well know, we are reaching a turning point in the history of academia. A whole new world has opened up for study and exploration. But it is dangerous to do so, and you risk much. The cost of getting a researcher to Mount Grendel and the exorbitant prices of the mountaineers pale in comparison to the lost revenue from the vital research we are doing here in every field, such as food production and terraforming and self-defense. So it is vital we choose the correct fields to be the tip of the spear on the new frontier." And like he's giving this this speech, this very colonialist speech, and everyone's like nodding and approving. And you look around and you see like these are all the big money donors, these are all the very important people. And the way he's talking about it is like the universities are the basically the safe, important parts of the post-apocalypse, and outside is just, bedlam. I don't know how you feel about that. I feel like Vimble, that's your ideology as well.
Yeah, like I'm talking to this girl like basically sort of pulling her and being like, yeah, that's my dad. I mean, his whole thing is sort of colonialism, which is cool and all. Mine's more like justice though.
You're like, Dad, tell him about the crime.
Yeah. Tell him about the guy I apprehended for having an open drink in the library. I broke 3 of his ribs.
Oh my God, that's terrible. But he says, "So we have prepared exhibitions of each college here for you today to peruse and decide how you want to contribute to the effort of exploring and utilizing the resources of Arabella. So I hope you have a pleasant evening as you enjoy the refreshments here in the ballroom and mill about the campus exploring your options. And I hope you give generously to our various foundations and initiatives. Thank you for being here, and to the future." and everyone claps and it clinks their little glasses and stuff, and all just the weight of their jewelry as they shift around is like cacophonous.
I feel like Vimble is like milling about, but also like he's trying to like keep an eye out for like any like suspicious characters, and like tailing some guy he saw like walk away with a fork that was supposed to like go back in like the thing. He's like worried that he's like gonna like anyone's gonna like steal stuff, and he's like sort of just like subtly tailing him.
I love that. Yeah. Do you want to do a little sneak roll?
Oh yeah, for sure.
A little stealth roll.
All right, so that's 18.
Wow. Yeah, you follow this guy perfectly, and you see that he's still eating his little coffee cake. So he has a fork and a little dish. So if you want to apprehend this man,
I'm gonna like sort of like I'm gonna like really like smoothly sort of like bump into him and be like, glad you're enjoying yourself. Mind the silverware, and then like I'm like sort of like sneak up behind him and like just like emerge from the shadow with like a vice grip on his, I guess, hip, because that's the highest I can reach, and
I'm gonna roll something here. It might be nothing. I just had a stupid idea. No, 13. He doesn't have a heart attack because this is an old man.
Yeah.
He's like a rich donor to the school, and you emerge from the shadows and grab him. I thought that'd be very funny if you killed like a very important rich man here, but no, he's just startled, and he eventually sheepishly brings the fork back, although he's like, I give 100,000 gold pieces, and this is how I'm treating Raja.
Yeah, and then like I'm just sort of gonna like turn to like my parents, and like in the hopes that they like see that, and then like sort of like wink and like give a thumbs up.
Nice. Yeah, your father scowls. Xana and Vimble, you are scheduled to give presentations on cartography and psychology, respectively, but I assume you don't care or put any effort into them because you're not really particularly invested in that. Juniper, you definitely want to give your botany presentation.
Oh, 100%.
Wait, I'm invested in that. People will be looking at me and paying attention to me.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so we can do that too. I want to say, if you cast your mind back to episode 3, when Red talked about meeting the first research team, she said, oh yeah, there was in her words, an animal person, a weather person, and a water person. So you know that if you go to the College of Oceanography, Meteorology, and Zoology, respectively, that is where you will find characters who are important to our present day shenanigans as well. So those are like points of interest for you.
Yeah. I know what Juniper would want to be giving her sort of speech on, if this is a good point to discuss that, and what sort of Juniper's pitch for coming up here would be, that she would have put way too much time into preparing, which is, look, everyone thinks about going to a new world, there's going to be new life forms, there's going to be new kinds of creatures to interact with. Everyone thinks about that. That's on the front of everyone's mind when they go, and I think that most people who go up to a new world will assume sentience is a possibility for creatures. They will assume there's a lot of things that they will assume, because they'll assume things are like our world. We have no idea if what's up there's going to be anything like down here, and picture the scene. There are a bunch of plants on the ground up in this new world. You just walk straight through them? Trample over them? Why not? They're plants. What are you thinking? You didn't send up someone up there who could talk to plants and discovered, oh hey, they're sentient, they're talking, they don't like being stepped on. That's why you need to send up someone with knowledge with plants. Because for all you know, we could have topsy-turvy rules here, and things that you don't see as signs of valuable life might be completely different up there. And it is important we check our assumptions at the door, and let me go talk to all the plants up there.
A man dressed in like all white with a big hat, he seems like maybe some kind of a cattle baron, speaks up and says, isn't it more important that we get livestock going? I mean, we can just good bury all the plants. That's a level 1 spell. Any idiot can cast it. What do we need your stuff for?
Oh, I mean, we don't know that magic works up there the same way. Maybe Goodberry's going to stop working in a couple of weeks. Maybe I can talk to a plant and go, hey, do you know how to make medicine out of yourself and turn into a cure for some kind of disease? We don't even have magic to fix down here. What if you can have a conversation with the plant goes, oh yeah, I know how to fix that. I know a lot of stuff. I'm a plant. I'll grow good for you. We had a good chat.
An old wizard in a big conical hat says, we also have magic for medicine. Cure all poison is a low-level spell.
Well, yes, but again, we don't know what's going to work up there and what's going to not. Look, there is a whole world of ecology up there. Like, if you've ever paid any attention to mushrooms and the way that down here mushrooms connect over huge areas of space communicating with each other, you can get so much insight and understanding about a world and a space by connecting to those networks that spread out. You can find out about danger incoming before it comes. You can find out, what the cycle of the weather's going to be like. There's so much you can glean from plants.
Juniper, the mycologist, studier of fungi from Goodfellas University, walks up on stage and slaps you and says, keep the mushrooms out of your mouth.
Hey! I have spent days talking to mushrooms. Mushrooms are great. They make wonderful music if you let them.
I'm the mycologist. Keep the mushrooms out of your mouth.
Look, I used them as an example. You only care about one type of plant. I care about all the plants, therefore I'm better than you.
He's gatekeeping mushrooms.
Don't you diss other plants that aren't mushrooms. Just because you lack the ability to go beyond a very narrow scope.
This is the controversy that gets you kicked off the first research team, is you start talking about mushrooms, and there's a huge inner, college rivalry between botany and mycology. And the mushroom people are like, listen, mushrooms aren't plants. They're fungi. It's a separate kingdom. And then they just start throwing hands on you.
They're technically not plants, but you know what? That's like arguing whether a tomato's a fruit or not. You can technically be right, but you'd be a fool to argue it.
Strength contest as you get jumped by a gang of mycologists on stage.
Oh no, what's my strength? It's not good, I don't think.
No.
Let's roll.
Oh, I only rolled a 5.
I botched. I got a 2. I botched.
Yeah, they bum rush you. It's like, this is academia, but there's just a coordinated gang of 5 people. They're like, tunnel snakes rule, and they just throw you off the stage.
From the bottom of this pile, Juniper will shout, I did say the mushrooms were cool, and you are acting as a collective here, much like the mushrooms would do, but other plants do too.
You're proving my point! All right, Xana, are you giving a presentation here on the importance of psychology and psychological study in the New World?
Should I go last? If we're going,
I can take it from here. I'm gonna sort of swagger on stage. It's very, I'm adjusting my tie. I'm very doing finger guns and winking out into the audience. No one is reciprocating. A lot of people just very if anything, just doing shouting muttering curses or whatever at me, so I'm going to my pitch is how in the New World, sure, we all love cartography, maps, right? They look great. We all love to have them. Globes, all about that shit. But what are we really using this for? It is for tracking crime. And so I think that we can really do some great innovations in terms of heat maps of crime-ridden neighborhoods. We can figure out what different groups and different cultures there are, which ones are have proclivities towards crime or not, and just sort of plan it out there, and then we plan our attack in terms of getting rid of all this crime by really cracking down on certain areas, letting other ones really flourish, and take advantage of like the crime-ridden area's resources. That's sort of my plan here. You know, I'm gonna like unveil a very crudely drawn and in no way in relation to actually what that place looks like, because I have no idea, but just like sort of heat map of like areas with like crime. There's like skull and crossbones on certain parts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's worth saying that fantasy fiction gave us Palantir, which became the company Palantir in real life. So fantasy, fiction becoming reality, becoming fiction again. The security state moves ever forward. So
no, I think it's going to be great. So that's sort of my presentation here. I think that this is and like I think that like there'll be other areas, like everyone, like there's going to be other areas that'll be great for sort of like more like advanced financial apparatuses that we can like sort of bring like banks in there who can like sort of do complex forms of loans, and I think that that'll be really great and really innovative for this new area. I think this it just provides a great opportunity for all sorts of innovations.
If Vimble really is turning a new leaf in the present, I'm glad the last appearance of Bastard Vimble is going back to the purest vein of bastardry.
Yes, that's the plan here.
All right. Xana, did you give your presentation now?
Hello, it's me, Xana. You're welcome. My presentation is on... Excuse me, I said you're welcome. Please clap.
Yeah, everyone claps. I'm gonna roll like a charisma save here to see if anyone... nope, that's a 1. Everyone loves you.
Everyone's standing ovation, screaming like they're at a Beatles concert.
Someone throws panties at you.
Yes! I put my arms out to absorb it all. Like, yes!
Oh, no. Oh, the dice love Xana.
My presentation is about the power of suggestion, which, as you all know, is very powerful, right?
Yes, it's so powerful, like you.
And here I am here to demonstrate. For example, you're a dog. Bark like a dog right now.
Oh Mari, Austin Yorsky is on the other side of this, and he has to act this out. You're hurting me.
Do it. You are a dog.
Woof woof.
Exactly. You see, with the power of suggestion in this new world, we can have complete and total control over the working class and others, so that no one can ever question our domain and rule. We cannot let the social structures of the old world be disintegrated in the new one. Remember, rich people should be in charge.
Oh, they love that. Oh my god.
The
Okay,
uneducated, who we do not allow to get educated, are stupid, and we deserve to be smart, and they're dumb. And I think I'm right. Thank you. Also, you, break up with your girlfriend.
Roll intimidation.
Okay, hold on.
Austin opens a Word document with villain season, crosses it out. He's like, we've already done it. We don't need it.
22.
Oh my god. He just says, get away from me, you hag!
That's on her.
Security removes her physically.
Yeah, Vimble swoops in and is like, come with me.
Are you bothering this man? Oh my god.
And that was my presentation. You're welcome. Clap immediately, now.
They hoot and they holler, both. I didn't know these characters could get worse, and I'm excited we found a new low.
On our way out, Vimble like pulls one of his darts out and like sort of like holds it up like and it's just like clap to the girl he's escorting out.
Oh my god. All right, so you all can mill around and to go to the other presentations. Like I said, there's the Department of Oceanology, Meteorology, and Zoology that I think are of particular interest to your characters, just because out of character, we know those are who go up in the first research team. Off screen, you can go to a bunch of other ones if you want.
That guy is still a dog.
Is he following you?
No, he's just a dog now.
Oh my god, I gotta try this move. Does this work?
I mean, apparently it is.
Look, Austin, if you've got the right stats, it clearly works in the real world. There are plenty of people who just demand people do things and they do them. It's a whole category of thing.
Yeah, it is true that I've noticed that if I dress feminine and then order men around, they do what I say. But you have to say it nicely. So I think if I pointed at someone and told them they were a dog, I have like a 15% chance of it working in real life.
Austin, Austin, of the various places we could go, am I correct to assume that zoology might be a place that would have some connection? I'm guessing rival-wise, that's probably where Juniper's alternative person's going to end up.
Exactly. What's funny is I didn't make this character as a foil to yours. I make up the NPCs basically 2 years in advance based on like themes I want to explore. So that you made an animal who loves plants and I made a plant who loves animals is just a weird coincidence. But as soon as you started bringing this nervous nerd energy, I was like, well, obviously your counterpart is like super confident. Is the only way this goes.
Oh yeah, I'm just assuming a tree that's a jock that loves like dogs. That's the mental picture I've been building, and I don't know how accurate that's going to end up. But...
All right, I'm going to put this image in the Roll20 for us all to talk about. Levi, I think, had more input on this one than anyone, because I said, dryads are always like super feminine and like naked and like sexy. I was like, what if we reverse it and it's like a dude who's like really like masculine and like, pecs out. And Levi was like, what if trans man dryad who takes basically like the gender stuff up, and really explores it in like another way. So this is Buddy the dryad, and he's awesome and very cool.
The best way I can describe this is like, what if the lead singer of some like 80s glam metal band was made of plants and wearing like an open, like a partially closed dressing gown.
Yeah, so it looks like Buddy's wearing an orange turtleneck and like half of a jacket. Like only the jacket's only on one arm is what's I think's going on here.
Yeah. They have very confident, strong energy.
Yeah. They like. I think you're right with like the like 80s like glam metal. Like this looks like someone who has like their entire catalog is songs that are very clearly about cocaine.
Yeah, he's wearing rings on every finger. I think those are either like vines around his arms or tattoos of vines where the leaves are hearts. It's all extremely.
And when I say like all their songs are about cocaine, that's not an indictment of them. They rule. They're just like, you can tell that it took them like 50 minutes to write.
Yeah, look, this person, if they made music, their music would largely be about how they feel strong enough to kill God.
Yeah.
Just like, I feel like I'm exactly at the moment where I'm more powerful than God. That's where I will sit in a tree being me.
So yeah, you walk into the Department of Zoology and immediately like, animals, like there's like a goat at the door and it just starts headbutting you in the shins, Juniper. And Buddy just yells over just like, hey, I heard you were mushroom food over your presentation. Good job.
Look, I don't see why they didn't see this as a value add. You could send people up who just know about mushrooms, or you can send up someone who knows about mushrooms and the 99% of things that aren't a mushroom. There's so many things that aren't mushrooms.
Buddy is on the other side of this speaking area. Buddy has like a parrot perched on his shoulder. There's a great one that Levi did in this drawing that has what appears to be like beaver teeth. So it's like it's like a colorful bird, which for some reason has buck teeth. It's very funny.
gosh. See, you've got it easy. You've got the easy side of explaining this because, like, look, animals are easy. You look at one, it's got big teeth, it's probably gonna bite stuff. It's got big claws, it's probably gonna scratch stuff. Is it running at you? Probably run away. Like,
Yeah, it almost is like my discipline is much better and more applicable and more valuable than yours.
It's almost like literally anyone could go up the surface and go, oh, that thing's got wings and it's coming at me and it has big teeth. Go away from it. Like, you don't need a specialist to tell you that.
But you do need a specialist to tell you which things you can like ride into battle and which ones will be very popular pets and which one's food. And like you're playing in the dirt and I'm riding on a rhinoceros.
Which one is going fast and looks person-sized? Ride that one. Which one, which one is cute? Everyone could tell that. And which ones can you eat? Good berries a thing. Someone told me that earlier. You don't need to know which animals to eat if you've got good berry.
Yeah. I don't think Vimble's like really like engaging, but he's just sort of like milling about trying to like make like suss out the animals if any of them are like dangerous or if they're like part of a plan.
Yeah. Okay. So I think like the College of Zoology here, probably. I mean, I think isn't the it'd be like the in America. I know England has different college stuff going on, but like the agricultural and mechanical universities in America do have like farming programs. There's an anime about this by the Full Metal Alchemist lady.
What? A farming thing by Full Metal Alchemist lady?
Hold on.
Holy shit!
I need the name of this.
Yeah, we're on a Google break here. Let me look this up.
No, everyone, like, this is good stuff. Like, everyone pause this podcast, go watch episode 1. We'll come back and reconvene and talk about it. That'll be important for the rest of this.
Yeah.
It's called Silver Spoon is the name of this manga and anime, which I did watch because it was by the Full Metal Alchemist lady. But it's literally about this exact thing, which is an agricultural. It's a high school because it's Japan, of course. They only care about high school in their media for some reason. But yeah, like you go to school and there's like cows and you learn how to like birth a cow and how to. It's this whole thing. It's like one of the. I'm just talking about this anime now. One of the things about that anime is like it's really unflinching and gross because working on a farm is gross. But that's like the vibe, Vimble, is you come over and there's like all these animals penned up, and people are like, oh, this is how you feed them, and this is how you fix this illness, and it's like smelly and it's gross, and you're like a upper class billionaire's playboy son, and it's like disgusting to you. Do you want to roll animal handling?
Oh, okay, sure. Where is animal handling? Okay, yes, it's a +0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 15.
Nice. So yeah, you don't get kicked by a horse or anything, which is good. Kind of the gimmick of animals of the old world is that they're hybrids. So there's like, the shark horse is a famous one from an earlier season. So there's probably some shark horses. There's the bumblebee sloth, stuff like that. Animals in the new world are just weird, wacky creations that whatever Murray yells out. So
yeah,
there's nothing. There's no terrible flesh monsters.
I'm picturing it as like Vimble, like everything went way downhill. Like this is like everything goes way downhill for Vimble, but like it doesn't. He gets like. This isn't him being like a better person, but this is like he's in his element, and like like he's not a like total loser here. He's like at least things relatively go well for him, largely because of nepotism. But like this is while he still like has some of his mojo.
Yeah, so you see like a pig sheep, and you're like, ah, yes, where my tenderloins come from. Good job, peasants, or whatever.
Yeah. I like try like go to pet it, and like it doesn't like bite me, or like it goes to, and I like sort of get away, and then like get like a good pet in, and I'm like, ha ha ha, gross, and then I like sort of keep strolling.
But yeah, so we're at Kalthinian University right now. So this is like, this is technically your father's property. Buddy is from Goodfellas University with Juniper. That's where they have their rivalry, and they're both visiting. So these aren't Buddy's animals, but that you can tell like they're like some of them are leaping out of their pens to go hang out with Buddy. They're like they just want to be close to him. He just the same way plants love Juniper, animals just love Buddy.
Look, I'm As a side note, I'm just going to put some subtext on the table. I'm pretty sure that Juniper really wants to be liked by this plant person. The underpinning of the arguing here is, oh, you're so cool.
We didn't really specify what dryads. I assume people in our audience are familiar, but like he's green, his hair is literally plants, and like we talked about like the 80s hair metal, it's like covers one eye. It's very cool. Just extremely cool and confident. And I mean, I don't know how this is gonna go, but you know, that's the popular fanfic pairing is all I'll say. I know how people are.
Yeah, Juniper wishes that she was seen cool by this tree person.
Xana, what are you up to?
She is in the party area, just sitting there testing how far she can go. She's just pointing at people. You stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down.
Why don't you try an intimidation on Buddy? I want to see how they feel about you because you don't go to the same school. You've never met.
Okay. 12.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. You know, like you see Juniper and Buddy are like beefing, and you walk over and you try that shit on him, and he just says, he just says, charmed, I'm sure, and like gestures to like a bison that kind of like goes to bully you out of the room, just kind of push you with its big horns.
It's bison. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. And I'm just like being pushed away. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's good. That's what's cool about this episode is we get to establish these characters and how they feel about you, and right away they're not impressed with your bullshit. Everyone else is, but
we've talked about the fact that Juniper really wants to be up there, and I think like possibly to her own detriment, she's been very like. She's not necessarily putting her best foot forward in how she presents herself because she's just like, no, fuck you, you're less good than me if you only focus on a subset. I'm the best, let me go. Little bit not good at that.
Buddy puts a hand on your shoulder and is like, I guess I should thank you. I think you were probably a front runner for the first research team if you hadn't gotten into that fungi little trouble, that little spot of fungus trouble. I might not have been able to go.
Look, I got into nothing. The mushroom people are, insecure about their lack of wide-ranging knowledge. It's fine. Good for them. They ruined my day for me, but that's on them. That's not on me.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go meet some plants. Bet they got good ones up there.
Buddy says plants are overrated. They're not thinking about anything. They're a real drag.
Hey, look, their thoughts are usually more interesting than animals. Look, have you ever tried, like, being around someone who does talk to animals? Usually it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, what's that over there? Like, it's like talking to children. There's nothing interesting to be gleaned. Sit and chat with a flower. That's where you've got the abstract stuff that gets you thinking.
It's called honesty, Juniper. Most people are thinking about food and sex and sleep, and animals are just brave enough to admit it.
It's called being surface level. You got nothing else going on in there with the animals. They're just like, food, 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 food. Maybe I'll fuck. Food, food, food. It's the whole day.
While you're touching, Buddy's hand just like starts moving to touch your ears, and then he realizes it and that stops. the whole time, like 6 gold rings on every finger, and it's just like ears, bunny ear. Oh nope, normal, be normal.
And Juniper is there the whole time going, plant, hair, plant, hair, plant, hair. No.
Yes, exactly. So I'm glad we got that. Anybody want to visit oceanology or meteorology? I think actually the oceanology lab is connected to the swimming pool. I don't know logistically if that would be anything, but that's what I imagine.
I think Vimble wants to check out like meteorology. I feel like that's like makes sense as like like contrast against cartography, or like they're like related, I guess.
I'm so glad you said that because that is your rival, and that
yeah.
really bolsters my decisions. I feel like I chose correctly. So you go to the Center of Meteorology, and you can see that they have a big like testing ground, a big testing area, and there's currently several small active tornadoes circling the grounds, and you hear people like shouting like, "Oh my God, look at that!" as you approach.
Oh yeah, cool, whatever. stars suck, and like, or wait, no, weather sucks.
Vimble doesn't even know what meteorology is. That rules.
Yeah, meteors, right?
As you approach, you see something or someone flitting between the tornadoes on feathered wings. Do you want to describe this character?
Wow.
All right. So we got sort of like we got a bird person here. And so we're talking standard issue bird person. You know what I mean? Body.
It's a harpy, to be clear, because there are several bird people in D&D.
Yeah, I said bird person.
There are Aarakocras, Kenkus, and harpies. This is your classic Greek harpy.
Okay.
Yeah. What if you had a big bird, but it had like a giraffe neck, but for a bird?
And it's punk.
But then there was a punk rock front singer.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
Specifically, the kind of bird that this is based on, this was Levi's call, was an egret. And if you've ever seen their necks, they have just comically long necks. So that is like her most hilarious feature, is that she's a punk rocker with an egret's neck. It's sick.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she would be the secret additional member of like Kiss or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the band I think she would fit into.
I have another picture here somewhere. A thing you can't see in this image, I'm putting another one in here, is that she has a guitar strung over her back.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, hell yeah.
Well, you made the mistake. Tall woman.
Oh,
Austin.
that's a good tall woman.
You've made a mistake, Austin. She's tall.
I don't know that she's always tall, because egrets...
How big that wingspan, though? Ooh.
Yeah, well, she can be tall, and that's enough.
Have you ever seen an egret zoop? So they start off, they're just like little potatoes, and then when they stand up, their legs get really long, and then their neck zoops out. It's really funny. They like quintuple in length.
So tall. More tall.
What you're saying is can become tall on command. Okay, interesting.
But also be small.
Uh-huh. She can be travel sized or large. But she has a purple electric guitar slung over her back, which looks ancient and like scarred with magic. And it's like when she's flying between the tornadoes, like cackling, it is inexplicably doing like sick metal riffs and stuff as she flies around, and like lightning is striking around her.
Yeah, a little too flashy for my taste.
So this character eventually flies down and like lands by the donors and says, "So you see, we can wipe out any enemy armies with the tornadoes or destroy their crops with the blizzards I showed you. So think about that when you go into your wallets and such." And everyone seems very impressed by this demonstration.
I'm very like, oh yeah, I've taken down a couple. I've run simulations of people with weather machines. It doesn't seem that hard to take down.
As you say that, something goes wrong with the magical like crystal powering the machine, and it starts like billowing black smoke. And she's like, just 1 second. And she like runs over to it to try to fix it, because this is an experimental technology. There is a spell in D&D called, I believe, Control Weather, but it's very high, so she cannot cast it at will. And she starts tinkering. She has goggles like with pink glass on them, and she like pulls them down and starts tinkering with the weather machine as the donors start talking to each other like, well, it would be very good for defense if we could smite our enemies with lightning, but I don't know, this seems unproven. And they're like talking amongst themselves like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna like go over like at like the most inopportune time to be like, so how's it going over here? Cool presentation, I guess.
Berry cheeks, how was your money?
It's good.
Yeah, well, some of us have to work for a living. You know, they don't give out scholarships for being the most annoying guy ever, so...
Yeah, I mean, my thing's less about money and more justice, you know what I mean? That's sort of my whole thing now. Like, it used to, like, my thing used to be money, but now, like, justice is, like, sort of what I'm into.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, like, what's this junk that you're doing?
I'm trying to get sent up to the new world so I can What do you mean? You know what this whole thing is. You set it up. Your family's in charge. How are you not dead? How do you feed yourself?
I mean, people do it for me, but, you know, people handle that stuff. I mostly just, like, go out on the prowl and, like, make sure that, like, things are as they should be. You staying out of trouble.
Oh yeah, at this she like snaps, her head turns like 180 degrees around, like her neck corkscrewing, like painfully almost.
Yeah.
And she's like, haven't been on probation in 2 semesters.
That's good. For your sake, I hope you stay on the straight and narrow. And then, like, I'm gonna, like, sort of, like, pat her on the back.
Yeah, she actively tries to squirm away.
Like, at the point when, like, her, like, the next time she, like, turns her attention back to her machine, I'm gonna try and pickpocket her to see if she has, like, any contraband.
You monster. Yes, sleight of hand. I want to say in this image that Levi did, the goggles appear to have is the beak attached to the bottom of the goggles? I just,
Yeah,
cool.
that does look like that.
That's sick.
Okay. Oh, I get 5.
Boy. Yeah, that's not good enough. You like try to reach into her bag or something. And
Yeah.
the guitar does like a sick power chord and shocks you.
Oh, you almost killed me! that I assume knocks me down to, like, 1 health.
I was gonna say you did take 1 damage, and she says,
Okay.
"You're fine, you big baby. Why don't you go ask your daddy to put a Band-Aid on it?"
I'm gonna be, like, very dramatic, and then, like, you fiend! And then, like, sort of, like, jump to my feet and sort of, like, scurry off.
Nice. Xana and Juniper, do you eventually show up here? You aren't moving together as a group because you haven't been, formally grouped together, but you can interact and so forth.
Oh, I have a chariot made of people now?
Holy Christ.
It's like a Cirque du Soleil type situation.
It's like it's literally like several people all crawling on the ground, and then on top of that, more people who create a chair, and I'm sitting on it.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, you roll up on this, and she like whips around and looks at you with her long egret neck and says, "Another one. Where do they get all this money?"
What?
Nothing, ma'am. It's a pleasure to see you. Do you want to invest in my weather technology?
Yeah, I just did get just like a huge inheritance. So I am important. And what does it do?
Well, when it's fully operational, we should be able to put rain where we need it for crops and
I don't know. Rain kind of fucks up my hair. So, no. I don't think so.
Well, hold on. There are other features, maybe like a wind that can make your hair flow behind you, or like really theatrically.
All the time?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Well, go back to the weather stuff. Could you make like a self-sustaining ecosystem where the perfect weather required for plants was on like a timer system, so they're getting exactly the kind of weather they needed at exactly the right moment?
Juniper, you just kind of pop up out of the corner. She's like, because she didn't see you approach. And you're the only normal person she's seen today. So she actually introduces herself to you, Juniper. She reaches out a hand and says, hello, I'm Gail. I'm the meteorology expert here at the Kalthinian University. And she's like puts her goggles down to like look cool to you because you're the only one who's not like a fucking sicko, a billionaire sicko.
This is the first time Juniper has found a person that has something to say that isn't directly plants that Juniper actually wants to hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's because it's going to be helpful for plants, but she is interested and she does want to hear what someone else has to say for a second.
In terms of like millionaire sickos, just like Vimble's just in the background milling around, like asking people when we like put on our like animal masks and start doing like the like weird rich people parties. Oh, like when that part starts.
When you're gonna burn the giant owl.
Yeah.
Does Junie put on like a human face mask?
No.
Well, I mean,
no, thank
you're
you.
assuming that she's invited, but like,
Yeah.
Oh no, she's not. She's not rich. She is dirt poor.
Hold on. You little rabbit. Do you actually grab that rabbit? Put it on the chariot. We're going to a party.
Sorry, no. I would rather not. I'm more interested in. Tell me about this weather stuff.
Yeah, this is interesting.
What are the applications for plant life?
We want to do some kind of check here because Gail wants to talk to you about like how the weather could help your plant studies. I think you two have a lot in common, but Xana wants to abduct you to take you to a Bohemian Grove situation.
Yeah.
Well,
Just take you.
I'm not so sure about it being a persuasion roll because or anything like that, because I think that definitely Juniper is more interested in this, so I think it would have to be some kind of other. Like, you could maybe try and say scare Juniper into coming, like so that sort of approach might work. But
You, bird woman, get on this chariot so that rabbit will come.
Here's my suggestion: Dex save as one of Xana's thralls tries to grab you.
This is that's coming out of the chariot.
7?
Nope. Xana's thralls grab you and pull you up onto the chariot, and so Gale's like has to fly after you to talk to you.
I really hope to meet you again. I would legitimately love to learn about how weather could be used to create self-sustaining ecosystems for plants. Bye. My name's Juniper.
Gail's invited too. Just saying.
Yeah, I'll just say Gale's a harpy, so she can fly like after you and say.
Oh.
Yeah, you're still having the conversation. I've just kidnapped you.
Oh no, yeah, Juniper is 100% has assumed that Gale wasn't coming, and then when Gale does come, it's like,
you're like, bye, and then she lands on the chariot next to you and is like, so I have some current concerns about the toxicity of the materials we're using.
Yeah, I worry, like, if you're recycling the weather, like, ad nauseum weather, that would introduce, like, contaminants into the system that wouldn't naturally be there.
Yeah. See, I'm working on that. The thing is, it's hard to find the pure crystals, because of all the marauding cannibals in the wastes.
Okay, but you have the hair thing, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, you can stay then.
And so there's this chariot of people carrying Xana, Gale, and Juniper. And I guess you just eventually find your way to the party area by the pool, where the last presentation we're going to be talking about today is. And this is someone from Shard Point University, where Xana goes.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Oh, this cool motherfucker.
Oh no, that person has a self-assured sense of self.
That is one confident son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He probably really likes like rocks or something.
This is someone who knows what they like.
Extreme nerd energy though. Where it's like, I love, glass. I don't know,
This is Walter, they, them. They're an oceanographer. You get right there as they are giving a presentation to the assembled donors, and they're saying, I am from 5th generation fisherman family. We are just crazy about the fish, the clams, the mussels, the shrimp, the barracuda, just 15 minutes of naming different ocean things that they like, and eventually people start wandering away.
I feel like we are also maybe burying the lead a bit here. We are looking at an alligator pirate.
a sexy glowing alligator pirate.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What if Prince Sidon from Breath of the Wild was a lot more buff on the top half and a lot angrier and had energy hair?
Yeah, so the D&D species this is Triton, which is just a merfolk with legs, because canonically
That's cool.
merfolk only have tail, Triton have legs. That's really the main difference. But they're based on a beta fish, like the fighting betas you get like at the, at Walmart or whatever. They have very colorful fins.
Are you sure this one's not based on an alpha fish?
Yeah, that's very funny. But yeah, so they're like a bluish mer person, but they have these luminescent blue fins like coming off their, elbows and neck and their gills on the neck. So they look extremely cool. They are wearing kind of like a pirate hat. And jaunty, I want to say like the word that comes to mind is like culottes, the French pants from the French Revolution, but because the sans culottes, but I don't know what actually the fashion term is for these cool pants.
Thick, sexy, cinching belt in the middle.
I
don't know what it's called.
The trousers are like, what if you took a clown's trousers but actually tailored them to be a good fit?
Yeah.
Yeah. But a thing is that Walter is like a varsity athlete, like a truly like jocked out, extremely powerful, and like that's when Xana was like, "Yeah, I'm a cheerleader." I was like, "Well, yeah, your rival is definitely like the athletic star of the school," and so Walter is like captain of the swim team, 100 gold medals, unstoppable badass. Probably also on the rally ball team, just a stunt on just varsity 2 sports. Fuck it.
Is he completely like it's not even that he's humble. He's just vibing. Doesn't.
That's the thing, is that they don't have like the kind of confidence you have. If anything, they're just kind of like a goofy, because they're from like a far flung post-apocalyptic ocean. I gave them my favorite accent. It's my family's Ukrainian accent. They're just kind of like the transfer student who's like better than all of you, but doesn't really understand like that they should be an asshole because of that. And so they're just giving this presentation and be like, all trade goes through rivers. Yes, if we control rivers, you get your goods where they want to go. But I would stop and see the crab. Crab is the most powerful species of all. They have armor and they have weapon. It's very impressive and delicious with butter.
I would argue that it doesn't even taste good because they're sea bugs, and bugs are gross, and they only taste good because they're dipped in butter. Like, why don't you just drink butter?
Oh, hello, Xana. Yes, this is a cheerleader for swim team, which is everyone very much loves. Xana, do you want to come and give your opinion on mighty crab? We also have been talking about lobster as a kind of a cousin, and there is crayfish, and there is crawdad, and there is, like, just once again just loses themselves in a kind of a rhapsody.
Okay, can you please stop naming sea bugs?
Unfortunately, this I cannot do. They are very important. My family, we raise bugs going back many generations. I have, look at this, a trophy for best sea bug. I have these. You can have.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a trophy for something dumb. Like, if I wanted that trophy, I'd have it.
You can have it. It is my gift to you, friend. Xana, head cheerleader.
No, I don't want it. No.
Vimble, are you here? I know Juniper was brought on the fucking human palanquin.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here. I feel like this should be like the sort of the origin of like my Dark Justice cowl, where it's like this is my like rich guy like occult party mask that like I'm wearing now, being being like, where's it? Why is everyone looking at me weird? When are we starting the rich guy party? I want to do some of those rich people drugs that not only aren't illegal, but actually absolve you of one crime if you do them.
I really hope our audience knows what Bohemian Grove is. This bit is much funnier if you know what. If you know why.
I think our audience should read the book by John Ronson called "Them," the conspiracy one, and he goes into Bohemian Grove with Alex Jones in the book.
Juniper is in the background of this, still talking to Gale, mainly going, look, I think I've blown my chance of going up there, at least in the first batch of people, but if you end up there, take care of the plants until I get there, because I will get up there. Just make sure the plants are alright. I don't know what the weather's like up there, make sure they're looked after.
Should I serenade them? She says, and strums her guitar, playfully.
Oh, 100%. I don't know what they'll like up there, but I know down here, way more species are really into, heavy rock and metal than you would imagine.
Vimble's, overhearing this and being like, yeah, right, I'm the one who's gonna go there, because, I'm doing cartography, I already know about the stars, and I make maps, so, we don't even need a meteor whateverist.
Gale, turns away from you, Vimble, pointedly, and says to Juniper, this fucking guy is always bothering me. His family owns the whole university. He's always trying to get me kicked out because I'm here on a scholarship. I'm going to kick his ass. Do you want to help me kick his ass?
I kind of want to help you kick his ass. It's fine. It's fine. We'll kick his ass, and then, I want to hear more about weather stuff.
Yeah, so Juniper, you, Gale, and Vimble are having this conversation. Xana, you're trying to upstage Walter, but they don't really understand that's what you're doing, and they're just continuing their discussion of the importance of oceans and seas and streams and ponds and creeks, just being extremely wholesome about it. When somebody comes through and starts telling everybody that they're assembling back in the main ballroom again for like closing remarks.
I reassemble my people chariot.
Vimble's gonna like back out of the fight by being like, "You're lucky Daddy needs me for this." And then like with like a swish of my not quite as gross as it will be, but still like pretty rancid like cloak that I've now adorned, I'm gonna like swish that and like disappear into the crowd.
Xana's like, like I guess if you're somebody who doesn't really have a lot going on, water adjacent things are cool to you. So have a great day. And I, stampede off.
I will have a great day. Thank you, Xana.
Ugh.
I should probably come along to this. Mainly to make sure that a certain someone that infuriates me doesn't go up before I do.
Uh-huh. Gale says, I'm working on a song called Eat My Balls, Berrycheek. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, please.
So everybody files back into the main ballroom. Gale and Juniper, Gale's playing a cool little riff for you. Buddy walks in, or I think Buddy actually rides in on like a giant capybara or something, and everyone's like really impressed, and it makes you mad.
Juniper, whoa, let me quickly check what spells does Juniper have at level 1 that I can use to try and upstage. I got Mold Earth, or Entangled. Either of those, I'm gonna try and use to make the animal trip over, just so that this whole very impressive charade seems a little less impressive.
Yeah, you trip Buddy's capybara, he falls down, and then he starts coming over to you to like fight you. Because Juniper, you're drawing everyone's heat, but then Gale gets in between you, and it's like, wow, the tension here, the drama. This is like Riverdale. It's amazing. You're in the middle of so much.
Xana starts whispering in a bunch of people's ears and laughing.
Look, I don't know what you're upset about. Your animals are amazing and my plants suck. It's fine, I get it. Definitely looked like what was going on.
Walter comes in like following a crowd of like rich people who are clearly trying to get away, and is just explaining to them, there are many kinds of fishing lures. You have your classic hook and worm situation. You can have net, you can have a crab trap, you can have fly fishing. This is very interesting. And they're just explaining all this to these people who are like, I don't care, please. I just want to give money and then have more money come back. That's this arrangement. What are you doing? And at this point, Mr. Kalthinian like takes the podium and tries to quiet everybody down.
Oh, I'm just slowly walking around, whispering in people's ears and just thinking it's so funny. And then I start making some suggestions, and you can make the speech if you like.
Mr. Kalthinian says, it's been such a pleasure to meet you all today, to hear your stories and share in your dreams. I think together we will be able to explore the new world, and we'll all be able to... what's going on out there?
Oh, nothing. Anyway, I'm coming on stage. Give me the microphone. Give it to me.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Most unorthodox.
Give me the microphone. Give it to me.
Yeah, Mr. Kalthinian backs down and gives you the microphone.
Yeah. I'll lay on the ground, face down.
Oh my god, intimidation. This the mystery is how you got fucking double detention is coming out. Roll intimidation.
18.
Yeah, Mr. Kalthinian is just a gnome man. Just in the same way you stepped on his son so hard you planted him in the ground like a seed.
I use him as a, one of those like boxes to stand on when you're, standing next to a microphone. I use him as that, even though I don't need it, and I actually have to make the microphone stand longer.
Yeah, perfect. You use him as an apple box.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Everybody, I have an amazing idea. Shard Point has been the best since forever. And if we do teamwork, that means that we have to share credit for the things we do. And I think that's done. So I think we should all just start killing each other to make sure nothing like this happens ever again. And as a bonus, I think it would look really cute if everyone else gave themselves gallows smiles. What do you guys think? You guys think that's a great idea?
You want to roll persuasion?
Okay.
Come on, bad roll.
22.
Oh my god. Yeah, at this point, whatever hypnotic power you have starts working on the less willful people, and some people begin attacking each other. It is almost
And themselves.
And themselves, yeah. There's a minor zombie outbreak in the ballroom. Roll initiative. Vimble and Juniper, I guess. Xana, you're just standing at the podium smiling.
Oh, Juniper's just fleeing to get the fuck out of this room.
Oh, okay.
I got an 8 in an initiative.
Oh my god. All right, yeah. I got a 9. So Juniper, why don't you roll athletics to run?
Oh, that's a crit. That's 21. Juniper gets the hell out of here real good.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, Juniper, you feel free to paint me a picture of how you escape. Do you bring Gale with you? Do you make like a I can show you the world like escape as she flies with you, or how does this look?
I think the way this works is that Juniper like grabs Gale and sort of shakes enough to go, we need to run and leave, and motions Gale to start flying out. Juniper's then going to start bouncing in big bunny hop leaps behind, and the two of them will be sort of escaping together. Juniper sort of drops to the floor, escaping together. Juniper drops to the floor. That is the sort of cadence of that escape route.
All right, so you're just booking. Vimble, do you drop your cowl and like pull out your darts?
Yeah, well, yeah. So like, I feel like my first impression is that like, this is like the rich person party started in here. Whoa, I guess everyone got like a weird dose of the secret like drugs that we get from like incredibly endangered species.
All right, yeah, you're like, the super adrenochrome went bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you rolled a 6 and I rolled a 9. So basically, some old lady here trying to invest her money in a trade route in the New World so she can give her grandchildren even more inheritance. Just straight up shanks you with like a
crochet needle.
You know those like those toothpicks that go through the olives into the fancy sandwiches?
Of course.
She's just gonna shank you with that. Okay. 17.
Okay. Yeah, that is above my armor class.
All right. You take 5 damage.
I'm dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
He died. That's how he doesn't remember.
Yeah. So this old lady just turns and like just stabs you in the throat with like a decorative fucking toothpick or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, it's time for justice. Ow! Oh god.
Yeah. Took me out immediately. Yeah.
That's exactly how this should have gone.
Yeah.
Juniper, you can tell me in a second how you and Gale are like having this romantic runaway, I guess, is how this is turning out. But right now, 2 people charge the stage because it's pretty clear that Xana is the source of whatever's happening. You telling everybody to attack each other, and then they started doing that.
Prove it! Prove it!
Prove it! It's Buddy.
You're crazy. You're making things up in your head. You're blaming women.
It's Buddy the Dryad and Walter the Triton. Roll initiative.
7.
19. So once again, even though you had much better bonus, actually, the other NPCs go. I think Buddy is a Dryad, so like a plant person. He like whips his arm out at you, and a vine like just shoots out of his hand like a whip, and it's like covered in brambles. So he's going to try to vine whip you. 18.
Why are you attacking women? That hits.
You take 6 damage as it lashes you. And then Walter picks up the podium. This is just pure weight room gains and is just going to try to clobber you with it. 12.
It does not hit. I have 13.
All right, so tell me how you get out of that, and then it's your turn.
So I have the vines, but then I jump up and I twirl in the air with the vines, and I land into the dryad's arms like, hi. Please don't attack me. Because I'm dodging the other one.
Yeah.
So I landed in his arms. And I'm just like, I didn't do anything. All I did was go on stage and start talking. I didn't touch anyone. I didn't drug anyone. I don't understand why you guys are making this assumption when in reality, I feel like there was a lot going on already. You know, they could have put like drugs from an endangered animal in punch.
Yeah, roll deception on Buddy the Dryad.
15.
Yeah, Buddy says, oh, I mean, that does make sense. There are actually a lot of pheromones that animals can give off, which can kind of create kind of a rage. Well, you know, have you ever heard of mad cow disease? Do you know about?
Oh, yeah, I definitely have heard about mad cow disease, and this definitely seems like mad cow disease, for sure.
So Buddy stops trying to fight you. He's just listening to you and your not very probable excuses. But Walter doesn't believe it and says, there is some kind of hypnosis situation. Xana, I will save you from whatever has infested you. And let's see here.
That's pretty presumptuous of you to assume that me, a woman, could be easily hypnotized. And even worse for you to assume that me, a woman, am also being demonized. You have both demonized and victimized me at the same time. You need to rethink how you think of gender.
Do clap emoji better. Clap emoji.
Yeah, do better.
That's another 12. Walter once again misses. I think tries to like pry you out of Buddy's hand, and Buddy like pulls you away. And it's like no, it's okay. That whatever's happening is also affecting Xana. She's a victim here.
Yeah, protect me, Buddy. I'm like so confused right now. Like, what's that? Why does everybody hate me? Like, I haven't done anything.
Okay, so is this how you get out of it? You still get detention because everyone saw you go on stage and like order everyone to start attacking each other.
And it's like so unfair that I didn't. You believe me, right?
Yeah, I don't want to make. Why don't you roll performance? Because you rolled deception and you won. So if you get performance, you can squeak out of this. Although, I think when people go to talk to your parents after this, as you said in episode 1, your parents are dead. So that's gonna.
Ooh, 14.
Yeah, so 14, I was thinking 15 for them to believe you. 14 is very close, but it's more like even if they don't believe you, they don't have enough evidence, you know?
They're doubting themselves, and that's enough. That's the first step.
What do they find when they go to talk to your parents?
They find their empty clothes and a summoning circle. And traces, not a lot, just a few traces of blood.
All right, so they assume that something happened, something dark and magical happened to your family. It disappeared your parents.
And I'm traumatized.
Yes, and there was some kind of lingering effect on you, and you're a victim as well. But also, they don't fully trust you, and they're scared of you, so they send you away. But for their bravery of storming the stage, Buddy and Walter definitely get to go up in the first party, and Gale's weather machine impressed everyone so much, while Juniper's whole snafu with the mycologists disqualified you from the first team. And they tell you, Vimble, your dad tells you that everyone was impressed and you won, and it was announced to everyone and everyone was very impressed, but you were unconscious.
Yeah.
You immediately got wiped out, and so you were relegated to the second team, in fact. I did not know how this was gonna go. It all lined up perfectly somehow. Yeah. Oh my god. All right, does anybody have anything? Oh yeah, the last image. Laura, paint us a picture of you and Gale, who I didn't know there was gonna be any of this. What's going on there?
I didn't know either, but I think Juniper, before Gale heads off, is gonna go. Look, I don't know what you're gonna find up there, but I'm gonna get up there as quick as I can and... Make sure that place is safe and looked after when I get up there, because I wanna see it look as nice as I imagine it's gonna look when you get up there.
I love the animal symbolism because last episode you made a enemy for life with a snake, which is very like a rabbit
Yep.
situation. But also birds love like scooping up rabbits. So you having this other relationship, very funny to me.
Yeah. Do you have any like signature weather you like to make wherever you go? Because like I'll keep an eye out when I'm up there.
We should invent a new kind of weather.
Oh, what's it gonna be like? Tell me what it's gonna be like, and I'll keep an eye out.
How about a spore storm?
If I see one, I'll say hi.
Or sporm, if you will.
Spawn!
We it's
I'm gonna see a spawn. I'm gonna see a spawn before any of those bloody mycologists.
I was literally trying to think like combining these interests, weather and plants, and it's like
I think when you've talked to some mushrooms, you should talk shit about the other guy, like the mycologist.
Oh no, 100% Juniper is gonna take the first opportunity possible to tell the mushrooms that. If you see some like. If you see those mycologists come up later, they suck.
So be like, he's a weeb, but for mushrooms, and they go, ooh. Yeah.
And so the reminiscing about the first day you met comes to an end as you all reflect on the wild events that led you to being the second team sent up to the surface and how much has happened since then. And we leave off on the memory of Juniper and Gale having escaped the chaos in the ballroom and having that last moment together. And then we're back in the present. And from the wagon where the whole group is gathered, you can see behind you the expanse of the plain that leads back to Duma Farm. And in front of you, you can see a beautiful beach stretching out for 100 miles to the east. And then, on that horizon, you see the formation of strange clouds. They are unlike anything you've ever seen before. And so the team watches in wonder as they are among the first people to ever see this brand new weather phenomenon, the spore storm.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses. We can feel the heat, the chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning, might be burning, might be burning down. But we're